Hey internet, today I have a Canmake video for you today. I have been wanting to do this video for so long, and I've been trying to figure out different ways to kind of holistically review a bunch of Canmake products. And I didn't know whether I wanted to just step through all the products I had or whether I would just slowly trickle them in into like get ready with me's. And I thought, you know what, I'll just do like a full face of a bunch of Canmake products, and then I can just kind of give you mini reviews on each one as I go through it. So to give you a little bit of context, if you're not familiar with Canmake, Canmake is essentially kind of like a Japanese drugstore brand that you would typically find in most Asian countries. I don't know for sure if it's in every Asian country, but obviously Japan definitely has them, Singapore, Hong Kong, Korea. You might find them in, say, cosmetic shops, some department shops. I would consider this line pretty affordable. I'm pretty sure you can actually get Canmake products in Australia now, but you typically have to go to some of those like Asian cosmetic shops to find them. The line is known for being pretty sheer, pretty natural. As is the case with a lot of Japanese cosmetics, they aren't really about like vibrant colors, much more wearable, much more everyday. I love the packaging in general. I always kind of see Canmake as being the little sister to Jill Stewart, even though I know the two brands are not related, but it's very feminine, it's very girly, and I feel like it would be considered a good beginner brand as well. I've loved Canmake for many years now, ever since I started getting into makeup. It's been one of the brands I really love. I'm actually going to start putting my makeup on, but I also wanted to step through some alternative products. When I do my foundation, I kind of want to show you other foundations from Canmake because, for example, they have like five different like powder foundations, but I'd like only use like say one, and so there's just so much variety, and I have so much Canmake makeup because I love it that I just want to share it with you. So there we go. First step is foundation. I'm going to be using the Canmake Perfect Serum BB Cream. The reason I picked this out of all the different foundations that you could pick is just because I love how this feels on my skin and the coverage. So it does have SPF 50. It's said to contain 21 beauty ingredients that are supposed to benefit your skin. I always take that with a grain of salt because I kind of don't believe that stuff. And it kind of acts as a primer as well. So if you apply a really thin layer, you can use it as a primer. If you apply a thicker layer, then it works great as a foundation. I personally use it as a foundation. I just find it works really well. There are alternatives. Part of the reason I want to show you all these other products is to kind of give you an idea on the size and what they look like, because I know that I ordered some of these online a few months ago and I was shocked at how small these were. Like, I kind of expected, I don't know, a lot of them to just kind of be a regular size, but they were a lot smaller than I thought. So like these in comparison to this is about 30 mils and these are like 20, so they're much smaller. But this one's a primer and this one is a primer and BB cream as well. So I just find that this one has the best coverage. For a BB cream, I thought it would be pretty sheer, but it's actually very high coverage. So for this particular one, there's only two shades. I'm using the lightest one in light, and then the next one is natural, which is just a little bit darker. And if you say for some reason don't really suit the complexion, so like I feel like it's a little bit yellow for me, a little bit yellow toned, you can run into those problems and you just kind of have to deal with it. After that, I'm going to apply a little bit of concealer. I know that the brand has quite a few different concealers. The one I'm going to be using is called Cover Stretch Concealer UV Waterproof. It's not waterproof, but there's a few others. This one's more of like a highlight and retouch. You can also get stick concealers like this one here, which are okay. They're definitely more high coverage. I just personally prefer this one. The only downside for this is it's not waterproof. It says it's waterproof. It's really not waterproof because sometimes in the morning when I go to work and I have it on, sometimes when I'm really tired, I'll tend to tear up a little bit when I get to work, and it can like kind of wear down some of the concealer near my eyes. So that's really annoying because then I have to like touch up with foundation. But I love the coverage and consistency of this, so I still go back to it anyways, but I might not repurchase it once I finished it up. So it's got a doe foot applicator. It's also got SPF in it, SPF 25. I think this is in 3 shades, so this is the lightest one in light beige. They do say that you can use this with powder foundation. If you're going to use powder foundation, use this first. But if you're using, say, liquid foundation or BB cream like me, then you use it over the BB cream. But I do love that not only is the coverage great, The color is great. It's really lightweight, so it feels good under your eyes. So I feel like even though I felt like the BB cream may have been a bit too yellow for me, having the concealer and eventually blush and everything just kind of pulls everything together and it doesn't feel as jarring. Maybe that's the right term. So the next product I'm going to use is this one. It is powder. There's quite a few different powders. They do say that you can use the powder foundation as well to just set any BB creams or liquid foundations. I personally really like this one because it's completely translucent. So as you can see, it is clear white. And so when you put it on, it doesn't change the color of what you've got on, and it doesn't add too much bulk or weight either. If you use any of the powder foundations, you have to use a very light hand, and even then you can start to look a little bit cakey if you use too much. So I might do that if I'm doing like a photo shoot or something like that, but for the most part I would prefer to use this. So I like to go under my eyes first just to set that area. I will say, by the way, the BB cream I'm using, it does tend to crease pretty easily, so I would try to powder it as soon as you can after applying it so that you can set it pretty fast. I really love this translucent powder. There are definitely a few things in the range that I can see myself repurchasing several times over, and I think the translucent powder is probably one of my favorites. So I'm going to move right to the eyes and then I'll do the rest of my face later. This is the only step where I'm actually going to make an exception and not use the Canmake product, because the one from Canmake, I really hate it. So this is the Canmake eyeshadow base. It's just a little pan. And I hate this. Like, it applies nicely, it's very creamy, it's easy to apply, but it creases so badly. Like, it does not do its job at all, at least not for me. I've had this for a while. I've used it many times to I just want it to work because I love the size and the packaging, and I just want it to work so badly, and it never does. Like, I always end up with creased eyeshadow. It does come in 3 shades. So this is Skin Beige, I think, but it comes in a whiter version and a darker version. I can't recommend this. This is probably the worst product out of Canmake that I've tried so far. I just hate it. I keep it around hoping that it will change. It's not going to change, I know that. So instead, I'm going to use my trusted Urban Decay Primer Potion. Moving on to eyeshadow. So Canmake have so many different eyeshadow palettes. It's amazing. There's probably like 10 different types of palettes. My favorite one right now is the Perfect Multi-Eyes. So this is the one I'm using. I think this is in Rose Chocolate, but as you can see, I have a couple others. They kind of all start to look alike though when you think about it. They're all very like neutral shades. As I said, Canmake is a very natural sort of brand, so all the shades you're going to find are pretty sheer and very like neutral toned, which I'm fine with because I like using this for work and I use it as my everyday makeup, so it just suits me perfectly, but just good to be aware of that. And what I like about each of these palettes is that they do kind of have little instructions at the back that teach you how to do your eyes if you really want some help with that. So I'm actually going to follow the instructions for this one. So first step is to take this beige color just here, and I think it's saying in my crease. I'm going to put it very generously into my crease. I feel like this is an O over lid thing, but I do find sometimes the shimmers are not very good. I do like the mattes from Canmake. I feel like they're pretty good, but I find the shimmers actually very sheer and weak. So I don't really love the shimmers so much from Canmake. So I'm taking B, which is this one here, and just putting it in the first 2/3 of my eyelid. Okay, and then I'm going to take C, which is, I think I switched it up. This one was supposed to go over my lids. This one was supposed to be in the crease. It's fine. Okay, I'm not going to follow the instructions anymore because I obviously can't read instructions, and I'm just going to wing it. One of the colors in here is supposed to be a brow color as well, but I don't really like using it as a brow color. I much prefer bringing my own brow color. Bring some of the color down to my lower lash line. Just a little bit though, and you'll see why later. I just like doing it right on the outer corner just so it connects a little bit. And then I'm going to blend this out. I feel like my eyeshadow's a little bit too harsh for my liking today. That's probably my own fault for not reading the instructions, but that's cool. We'll just move right along. I'm going to do my eyeliner next. Unfortunately, I love gel eyeliners. That's kind of my favorite, but they don't have any like pots of gel eyeliner. That's just not part of the line. So I am going to use 2 eyeliners instead. I'm going to use a sort of pencil eyeliner, kind of pencil gel eyeliner first, just to get a little bit of smudginess going on in the lash line, and then I'm going to switch over to a liquid liner instead just to do kind of a wing at the end. So this one is Canmake Gel Line Artist. Don't really have a lot to say about this particular one, unfortunately. It's just kind of like a retractable crayon that comes in and out like this. Could be creamier. It's a little bit hard for my liking. When I say that, I kind of compare it to the Urban Decay pencil liners, which I love, and it's nowhere near as creamy as that. And then I'm going to go over that with a liquid liner. This one is Canmake Quick Easy Eyeliner. The names are so creative. I like this one. There's another one they have in the Lasting Liquid Liner. I think I prefer that one because it's an actual brush, whereas this one is a felt tip instead, and I just prefer the brushes, but I don't really know where I put it. And so we're going to move on to mascara, and this one you can tell is probably like another one of my really big favorites because the writing in the front is all kind of smudged out to some degree. It's all kind of broken apart because I've used this so much. In fact, I used this so much I had to stop using it because I wanted to make sure that I had enough product left to do this video so that I could finish it off. I just was scared that I would finish it up and then have to go buy another one, which is not the worst idea, but because I'm shipping everything from Asia, sometimes I just don't know how long things will take. I did actually pick up a couple other mascaras here. This is the Flaring Curl Mascara. This is the Goku Nobi Mascara, and the one that I love, I realize I never told you the name, Goku Buto mascara. And I love this one so much in comparison to these because it's super black, it's very volumizing. I feel like it's actually a really buildable mascara as well, so if you want just like kind of like wearable simple lashes, you can go for that. If you want something a little bit more vampy, then you can build up to that as well. But what I really love is that it's one of the few mascaras that don't leave any smudging just under my eye. Like just this area here, I think if you're like a frequent mascara user, you totally get what I mean. There's always this smudges that occur throughout the day and you have to like wipe it off or look like you have raccoon eyes or haven't slept in a while. And I find like a lot of mascaras do that, but this one doesn't at all, and I love it. And it's so easy to wash off because it just kind of like flakes off when you put warm water onto it. It just kind of falls apart as opposed to like turning into kind of like a cream or a paste and smearing off. So I love that it comes off very cleanly as well. Definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, I don't know if this is actually a fiber mascara or not because I don't think the packaging ever said it was, but I feel like it kind of acts like a fiber mascara sometimes. The eyes are almost done, so I have this last finishing touch here which will explain why I didn't want to put powder under my lower lash line. This one is called Lighting Liquid Eye. Basically it's kind of like a liquid highlighter that's meant just for under your eyes. The whole idea is, especially in like Asian beauty, it's supposed to enhance your eyes, make them look bigger, make them look more cutesy. So I really like this step. It's very subtle. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to put it in just one eye. So I don't know, can you see the difference? Like this eye has it, this eye doesn't. I feel like it just makes my eyes look a little bit more like happy and it pops them and a little bit like that. So I actually really like it. Sometimes if I'm in like a very dramatic mood, I want something that is a lot stronger, so then I will just put highlighter underneath my eyes instead. But if you're looking for something just subtle, this will do just fine. So I'll do it on the other eye so I don't feel too lopsided. So now we're moving on to the brows. I generally don't do too much for my brows because my brows are relatively thick. They're just a little bit patchy, so if I'm not lazy, I'll actually fill them out. So I love this one. So this is the brow pencil, and there are 5 shades that come for the brow pencil. This one is the darkest one. It's charcoal gray, and I love this because the problem I have with a lot of eyebrow brands or lines and stuff like that is I don't feel like they have anything that really suits me because everything seems to be very warm tone, like browns or coppers and stuff like that. That doesn't suit my look at all because my hair is my hair is black. I don't dye my hair or color it or anything like that. And my brows are very similar. The thing is I can't use black eyeshadow for my eyes because that just makes me look so angry and it's too strong. So I feel like my eyebrows are a little bit more gray tone instead. So I love the one from Anastasia. This one, the Brow Wiz. I use this a lot because it is a lot darker. It's almost like a charcoal black. Love this. But in Canmake's world, this is the darkest. So I love it. It looks a lot more natural. I feel like the Anastasia Brow Wiz is good if I want to look really put together. But if I want something a little bit more natural, this is great. And I usually just fill in any gaps in my eyebrows, just to try and make it not look so sparse in those areas. Like, it's usually just in the center and the arch area, which I feel sometimes needs a little bit of extra work, but I'm pretty happy with the rest of my eyebrows. Now I look a little bit more stern. Sometimes I'll top it off with this clear coat mascara, which is basically just a clear gel. I'm not going to do it today. I don't feel like my brows really need it, but that's always an option as well. The next product I'm going to use is actually kind of like a contour product. It is the nose shadow powder. It's literally for contouring your nose. I don't mind this. I think I actually still prefer the Kevyn Aucoin contouring shadow that I sometimes use, because that's a lot more taupe shade and I feel like that matches the skin tone better. I feel like this one, I don't know, it could be a little bit more gray tone potentially. That's just a personal preference. I don't use the highlighter that much. I use this shading more. I just don't find like this highlighter does very much for me. Fun fact, if you go on the Canmake website and you look for a description on this so that you can make a YouTube video on it, the first line for this particular product says something along the lines of, make your nose look more Eurasian. I mean, I get what they're trying to say. It just sounds weird to me to say it like that. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But I just can't imagine like going to Sephora's website and having them say, yeah, use this product to make you look more Asian or make you look more Caucasian or something like that. Like, it just, I don't know, maybe I'm too PC. But a lot of the website does come across a little bit, I don't know the term, like in my family it's kind of considered like Singlish, like it's very like translated English, so it's not exactly free-flowing and accurate, so maybe it was just a term that kind of got lost in translation. What I do like about this powder is that it is very subtle. I feel like the Kevyn Aucoin powder is much more pigmented. So this one's very buildable. You can build it up without going over the top, whereas I find sometimes with Kevyn Aucoin I may go a little bit too over the top. Some other products you can use is this one here. It's the bronzing powder, and there's another bronzing powder from Canmake. You can use this to kind of warm up your complexion or your face, or use it for contouring. It says shading powder, and there's like little instructions at the back that kind of show you all the different places you can shade to kind of enhance your face. I don't really use it. I don't know why, I just don't feel like it. So I'm going to move on to blush. And there are so many amazing blushes from Canmake. The one I'm going to use is called Glow Fleur Cheeks. As you can see, it's a beautiful, like it's all roses, different colors, but and I think this particular one has like 7 different shades, so I'm going to be using shade 7, which is like strawberry, but you've got like this one, and then you've got all these other like blushes. There's just so many blushes that Canmake have that you can use. They also have like cream blushes. I have tons of these because they're so cute and little, but yeah, they have so many blushes. The thing I like about most of these blushes, especially this one, is that it's very subtle, it's matte, and it gives you a very like beautiful flush look. So it's not a high-end contoured in your face blush. It's just like as if you're blushing, like a flush of color, and I like that a lot. I am applying them a little bit on like my lower cheek as well to kind of give that effect. There we go. Okay, love the blush. All right, now I'm gonna move on to highlighter. I love the highlighter, and you'll be able to see, like, I really love the highlighter. Oh, it's too bright. There we go. It's like I've hit pan quite a while ago. This used to be my only highlighter, so I've had this for a while. This used to be my like one of the first highlighters that I would use religiously, and then I've just like bought a bunch of other highlighters that I prefer because I like the shimmer look, like the more glowy look. This is very subtle, so in comparison to most highlighters that you'd see on the market, I don't even know if you're going to notice a difference. I think you can notice a difference in person, at least I can, but it's really subtle. So it's definitely a preference sort of thing. Let's see. No, you can see like it's like a nice sheen, but it's not like bam in your face or anything like that. So last product is going to be lip. There's actually quite a few like different choices of lipsticks that you can get from Canmake. This one actually is my favorite, this nude one, which I can't actually find on the website. It just looks so pretty, and I've not used it because it's so pretty. It's nude, so I know it's a good color that I'll love, but there's like all these other ones. You can see how small some of these are. They're tiny. The one I like is this one here. It is the Stay On Rouge Balm. So it's kind of like a lip balm, but there's a lot of saturation in it, a lot of colors. This particular line, I think I have a few. I've got 2 with me at the moment. I think I only have 2 or 3, but there are 14 shades altogether. I really like it because it is essentially like a lip balm. So it's moisturizing, it doesn't chap my lips, which I'm like too old to deal with chapped lips anymore, so I love it for that. But I love the pigmentation and the tinting. So once it wears off, you get like a really nice tint on your lips as well. So it's not as noticeable once it starts to wear off. But I just love how wearable it is. So it's like a twist up thing. The other benefit to this is that it has UV in it as well, like UV protection. I don't know how much, it doesn't actually say, but it does say UV shield and keeps my lips hydrated. So yeah, so those are all the products that I'm using to put my face together. I hope you found this video useful. There's just so many amazing products from Canmake, and I just don't know how to like share them all with you. Like, should I do reviews on specific lines that I really like? I don't know. Just let me know what you think. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll link all the products down below if you want to check them out. Thank you so much for watching. This is Celina reporting from my room. Back to you, internet.